I want to play a little bit of a game. I'm going to call it devil's advocate, which is I'm going to put on the hat of like all crypto's bullshit, right? Like that's the hat I'm going to put on for a second. And I want to kind of walk through a couple pieces of these and have you kind of educate everyone on why is certain pieces of the technology superior to the current way things are done. So I think first is when we think of kind of the underlying technology. Today, stocks are electronic CUSIPs. They're traded through these centralized entities. There's 1 to 2 day settlement times, et cetera. By moving it into this kind of digital security realm, the skeptic or the kind of devil's advocate would say, this is nonsense. Like the stock already trades, it already settles. What's the problem? Why do we need to put it onto a blockchain? What would your answer to that be?
Well, look, there's like no-brainer. I'm going to talk about the no-brainer stuff, and let me talk about the more sophisticated, like exponential power kind of stuff. So the no-brainer stuff is efficiencies across the system, immediate settlement, right? Instead of T+2 or T+3. Things like, so for example, in our offering, you can have something like KYC encoded on the blockchain, right? So if you've already gone through KYC, if you've already gone through accreditation, it can live in the blockchain somewhere. And every time you want to invest in something else, you don't have to go through it again and again. It's actually in the system. You're removing a lot of the slow moving manual intermediaries. But let's talk about like the network effects that happen when you combine different closed loop economic systems that already exist. Okay, so for example, I'm a consumer company. For consumer companies, loyalty and reward companies or programs are one existing closed loop. Creators and influencers, you might pay them in cash, you might pay them in product, you might pay them in access to stuff. That's another closed loop. And then shareholders, that's three different kind of closed loop economies for a consumer company. When you connect those together, you build like turbocharge the benefits of each of those individually, right? And so we talked about if I plug my wallet into a website and they know who I am, and that builds loyalty, the power that you have there. Connecting the creator to shareholders. So today, equity compensation is totally normal in a company. Sometimes you'll have big influencers, heavy hitters get equity, like a Tom Brady with an Under Armour, for example. But your micro influencers don't get that opportunity because it's not scalable. With security tokens, it's totally scalable. We know that from Reddit and Robinhood today, and crypto, the power that investments have in creating these communities. So you're unifying all these ecosystems to drive all of that in a really powerful way.
So when you start to think then about a business like Oddity, let's say, how big is this business?
So the last raise that we did was for $1.5 billion, which closed earlier this year.
$1.5 billion?
Yes.
Okay. And when you start to think about that, are there numbers or metrics that you guys share publicly in terms of users or revenue or anything else for people to understand kind of like where does that $1.5 billion get you, or like what does it actually produce?
I'll avoid any of the specifics on us for the purposes of this, but let's suffice to say we are the fastest growing. One of our brands, Il Maquillage, is one of the fastest growing beauty brands in the country. We have a new brand, Spoiled Child, that launched, which is digital only. So our business is important.
Okay. And then in terms of the way that you would describe it, is it fair to say it's like a holding company for these various beauty brands, or a conglomerate?
We're a platform. We're a tech-driven platform. We have standalone individual brands that are powered by our in-house technology, right? So we've got in-house built AI, computer vision, data science, all of these power these individual brands. But our platform is 30 million plus users. There's a stat for you that we use. We take the data from all those users in order to drive our business through those technology products, and also amazing physical products. So amazing makeup, amazing wellness products as well. That combination has been very strong for us.
Got it. And so when you think about this, I'm assuming that this is, I'm going to use an example that I would understand, and I think the audience will understand as well. In some way, you almost take an approach of like a ghost kitchen, right? Where it's like, hey, we have a platform, we create these individual brands. Now in the ghost kitchen world, they're virtual, so there's no physical components to it other than we have one kitchen, we pump out food and we put it in different bags and we deliver it. You all basically have kind of a centralized platform or offering here that's technology enabled, and you're able to kind of power brand after brand after brand. And I'm assuming that then you get smarter about here's what this audience wants. We can cross market. We can kind of really get almost 100%. Compounding or effects from the success that you've seen in past brands.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Hey you, did you like this video? Great, we make 5 of them a day and post them here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed, like the video, and see you next time.